Welcome to the Teddy Keaton Show here on HBCU Game Day. I am Sylvester Williams. They call me Sly the Sports Guy, and I am joined by the one and only Coach Teddy Keaton. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Coach, hey, man, 2 in a row, man. I feel good, man. I feel happy, Coach.
I mean, it's always good and exciting to be able to win back-to-back games. But, you know, we give ourselves 24 hours and we on to the next one.
On to the next one. Well, Coach, before you get on to the next one, we're going to talk about the last one, Coach. This game, Thursday night game, originally supposed to be on ESPNU, the other channel, but they said this is big time. They said Teddy Keaton's in the house. We're going to move this thing on up to ESPN2. So it was on ESPN2. You had Tiffany and Jay. So it was a big time game, big time atmosphere. And Coach, let's talk a little, before we talk about the game, let's talk a little bit about the atmosphere, Coach. It's Thursday night. The Clark Atlanta University Panther Stadium is introducing the new lights that they have in the stadium, a new display for the lights. You had a jam-packed crowd. I'm talking about your student body continuing on, building on from last week. They were going wild. The student body was jam-packed in there. Fort Valley brought their band. Fort Valley brought 100 or so fans up there with them. Even the top deck in the stadium actually had a lot of fans, Coach. Man, it was a huge atmosphere, man. How did that atmosphere feel to you, Coach?
First of all, we humbled for the fact that we were on ESPN2. That shouts out the vision of Dr. French, Jarrell Drew, Dr. Drew, and all those stakeholders at Clark Atlanta University and the investment that they've made into, creating CAU football. I think that the fans, they showed up. The student body has showed up. They bought in. They wanted. I think everybody wanted to know, was Clark Atlanta really for real after year one, and it was imperative that year one was probably something of a story to write about. But then you turn around and in year two, everybody looking for you to reproduce that. And I think that we did that. We've coming out there. We've proven in the first 3 games that we're competitive and we're going to come and we're playing to win. And I think we were rewarded by our fans showing up. And I think a lot of Atlanta showed up outside. And I think when you looked up and you walked across that field and you saw all those people that are waiting on you and you on live TV, nationwide TV with 1.3 million viewing it. I mean, that's got to be a humbling experience. I'm excited. But it's all a byproduct of all the things that we have done collectively in the university. Shout out to the student affairs people, Dr. Sharice Peters and those guys who are really working in student affairs to get the students more involved in our activities, the spirit boosters that were created, all those things that they out there with signs, they showing up like we really excited about football in the AUC Center.
I'm telling you, man, the excitement was there. It was a beautiful, beautiful moment getting ready for the football game. So, Coach, we're going to dive straight into this football game. Fort Valley won the toss. They elected to defer. You guys get the ball first. Started off a couple of quick little passes to the outside. Well, Ronnie West returned it to the 23-yard line, 15-yard return. So now we got that return game, starting off getting you in decent field position. Zion McDonald, he decides to hit Ronnie West 2 times, bam, bam, bring up 3rd and the short, incomplete pass, got to punt it away. 3 and out, Coach. All right, give the ball to Fort Valley. Fort Valley will have it. Lopez pushed together a pretty good punt, 45-yard punt. And then Don Hudson, freshman quarterback for Fort Valley, will get his first start ever. Didn't see Hudson in that first game. I didn't even know Hudson existed.
Me either. So he showed us on Saturday that he was there.
I am telling you, man, first play, he starts it out real early. It's 2nd and 8. You get a glimpse of what Hudson does. He gets a 14-yard scramble for a first down, but now the defense steps up. Curtis Way, he gets a tackle for a 5-yard loss. Then Jaden Cleveland has a sack, and then Jaden Cleveland gets another tackle, and now you force Fort Valley to punt. Clark Atlanta will have it. Clark Atlanta one more time. They'll pick up a quick first down. McDonald will run. And first, we'll start the running game. Riggins starts off with a 14-yard run. And then now it's 1st and 10. Now you're trying to work it around. McDonald has a 3-yard run. Then he has a short pass to Riggins. A short run by Riggins. Then an incomplete pass, forces third down. You guys punt it away one more time. Offense having a little bit of struggles the first 2 drives, Coach. What's going on with the offense, Coach?
I didn't think it was a struggle. I think it was a selection of play call. Now, no offense to Coach Cunningham. Coach Cunningham has done a tremendous job for our offense, and I think that he wanted to see if he could get him on the outsides a little bit. He wanted to throw the ball to get, Zion kind of comfortable in throwing the football a little bit. We know what Allen can do. We know what our offensive line can do. I don't think there was no struggle. As you see the game come along, we came out flat. And that's just what it boils down to. We came out flat. Maybe they were starstruck. We don't know. Maybe we was looking at it. It's not often we come out to Panther Stadium and there's that many people sitting there looking at us. Usually it's empty from practice, And now they got out and they saw a large crowd, and maybe it was just a little work the first game jitters out of them, and they picked it up a little bit.
They did pick it up a little bit. Now here we go. Fort Valley will get it after the punt. And it's this kid, Don Hudson. Don Hudson, he's showing what happens. The defense holding strong the first 2 downs, and then boom, on 3rd and 8, Don Hudson manages to pick up another 8-yard run on a scramble. They hold them again the first two downs, and then Don Hudson picks up a 25-yard run on 3rd down. Hold them one more time on 3rd down, and then boom, Don Hudson completes a short pass for a 1st down, and that's how the first quarter ends. First quarter in, score 0-0. We go to the second quarter, and here at the start of the second quarter, Coach, you figure you had your break, you had enough time for your kids to kind of adjust, kind of get their bearings, kind of catch themselves. So it's 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Don Hudson runs again for 9 yards, and then he'll throw an 11-yard touchdown pass. And now Fort Valley's up 7-0, Coach. Now, how is it you got to see this Don Hudson kid for the first time? When you were preparing, they had 2 other quarterbacks playing the first game. How do you prepare for that, Coach? What do you do for that?
You have to go back in and make some adjustments. And that's what we were doing the whole first half, kind of catch up with it. We didn't know what type of quarterback he was. We didn't know if he was a pure passer. We didn't know if he was a runner. And he showed he could do both of them. And he for a true freshman, he displayed a tremendous amount of emotional intelligence on being able to not take chances. He was digging the ball down the field. He ran when he needed to. He didn't force footballs anywhere. He did a really good job of managing the offense. However, on our end, we didn't do a good job on 3rd down. We got in and we had individual players that kind of did, some things on their own and not stay in their lanes where they're supposed to be, trying to make a play. And we got to get a little bit better at being more disciplined in our pass rush lanes. And I think that we'll solve that up. We kind of suited up a little bit towards the game as we were going, but making on-field adjustments, making right now adjustments, that accreditation goes to the coaching staff. They did a really good job of trying to make that adjustment. But when somebody that you don't know anything about, you don't even know they're on the roster, you don't even know they exist, you see a true freshman quarterback, which we all got 3 or 4 on our roster, you don't know if that kid is going to come in and play at any point in time. But to elect with Coach Todd and Coach, they decided to start this kid. So obviously they saw some in the 2 weeks they had to prepare for us that they felt that he would give them a better chance of being able to, give them a chance to be successful. And that he did. He came out and he executed a 14-play drive, 85 yards, and it ended into a score. My hat goes off to my man.
Yeah, that was a tough thing, that young kid doing what young kids do. But when you're 18, you don't know any better.
That's right. You don't know no better.
You don't know any better. He doesn't know he's supposed to be nervous in this game. Well, Coach, you get it. 3 and out. One more time, Coach. 3 and out. Offense still trying to find their way. You guys punted away, but then you were blessed with a little penalty on that. It came down to a personal foul penalty on Fort Valley that gave Fort Valley the ball 1st and 10 on their 10-yard line. Now, they snap it. I don't know if it was a bad snap or quarterback wasn't ready, but my man Eric Searcy jumped on the quarterback for a safety tackle in the end zone. So now Clark Atlanta's on the board. Clark Atlanta's on the board, scores 7-2. Hey, you take them points any way you can get them, Coach.
There's no doubt about it. We don't know what actually happened on that play. We're still trying to figure out what happened on that play. And I think the center thought that maybe there was a jump off sides, and and then he was trying to get him a free play there, and the quarterback wasn't watching. The referees never blew the ball dead, so it was a live ball. We go and we tell our kids to play through the play, and they played through the play, and it ended up in our favor.
All right, so now we get the ball back off the free kick. Clark Atlanta will have the ball, and Allen Riggins give the ball to the big workhorse, Allen Riggins. He rushes for 9 yards up the middle. Then he'll go 5 yards up the middle this time. And then the next play, McDonald completed a short pass to David Martin. You want to get David Martin involved. David Martin's having a pretty good season so far, catching the ball. And then you get a false start. We jump off sides. I think Harris jumped off sides. And then you give it to your big boy, Jalen Samuel. I like Jalen Samuel when the big boy runs the ball, man. He got 13 yards on the carry. And then you got a false start on Fort Valley. That kind of gave you another 5 yards back. And then McDonald, he completes a short pass to 12 yards to Harris. Get it to your All-American Harris. Let him work with it. Then incomplete pass. And then on 3rd and 3 at the 13-yard line, McDonald lines up in the shotgun, and he finds Ronnie West for a touchdown. 13-yard pass to Ronnie West. Do you know what was that? What happened on that play right there, that touchdown pass for Ronnie West?
I mean, it's a simple, smash concept. Ronnie did his job. The quarterback did his job. The O-line did his job. The numbers lined up, and Zion made a great read. We was very proud of that.
All right, man. Got a different angle right there. Courtesy of CAU cheer, courtesy of the cheerleading squad. They gave us the angle of that touchdown. Got a little bit of Ronnie West, a little dance in the back of the end zone. Got some of that right there. So there you go. Now, scored 9-7. Extra point is good. Still in the second period. Clark Atlanta, they'll kick it off, and now the defense will step up one more time. They'll step up big and force Fort Valley to punt, forcing the punt it away. Defense playing a pretty decent game. I know the offenses gave up a lot of 3-and-outs, 4-and-outs, 5-and-outs, but the defense, other than that long drive, they've been playing a pretty decent game, the defense has. So now Clark Atlanta will have it. This time Clark Atlanta will have it 1st and 10 at their 27-yard line after the punt. Now, hand it off to the big boy, Jalen. He goes nowhere, but then McDonald starts to go to work. McDonald, he'll complete a short pass to Darren Stevens. Then McDonald one more time to Ronnie West. Then you hand it off to Riggins. He couldn't go anywhere, had a 1-yard loss. Then McDonald takes it himself and runs for 7 yards. And then he completes another short pass to David Martin. Then we get a penalty, an offside penalty. And then we'll go one more time. McDonald, a complete pass to Ronnie West. And then Jalen Samuels, a run up the middle. And then one more time, McDonald, another complete pass to David Martin. And then you'll have Allen Riggins on 1st and 6, 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. Allen Riggins will take it up the middle for a touchdown pass. Now, on that drive, Zion McDonald was perfect on that drive. No incomplete passes. What can we say about the maturation of Zion McDonald, as he's progressing each game this season?
I think that Coach Cunningham got in his ear and told him to calm down, settle down, and just play football. I think they all got their players. They told them to just let's drive the ball down. We do this every day, so let's keep going and let's not make the mistakes. I think that one of the biggest things we have to do is, we have a numbers count. We count the numbers and knowing where to go, whether to pass, whether to throw, different things, and how we got hats for a hat. And I think he's learning, and they're teaching him that as he matriculates as a quarterback into a passer, not more so of a runner. And I think he's doing a really good job of growing in those growing areas. He's had a few growing pains, but he's growing there. He hasn't turned the ball over yet. So I'm happy about his production.
All right. Now Fort Valley will get the ball back one more time. Now the score is 16-7. 16-7, Clark Atlanta on top. Fort Valley will have, and they'll have 56 seconds before the half, and Fort Valley wants to drive down the field and see if they can score. Well, they completed a first down, got going. They called timeout with 23 seconds left, and then Peyton Bell steps up, gets a sack, ball pops loose, and Mason Carter falls on top of it. Now, Peyton Bell, I don't know if we mentioned Peyton Bell's name too many times yet, Coach.
Peyton Bell, the true freshman out of Ruston, Louisiana. He was highly touted. I thought he was going to be able to add value, and he's now in the third game, starting to step up. We haven't played him much. He's been spot playing, so I think he's doing a really good job right now of matriculating and growing and learning what to do, how to do it, and why it's important for it to do it that way. And you're going to see Peyton Bell show up on another important tackle later on down in this game.
Peyton Bell, the freshman, man. Coach, I love how you're mixing some of these freshmen in and getting these freshmen a chance to shine, man, because now in modern football, everybody talks about these transfers and hitting the transfer portal, but you're showing, hey, there's still some talented 18-year-olds out there who can play.
Well, I don't talk about transfer portal that much. I think the transfer portal is where I need an immediate fix at. At quarterback, I needed an immediate fix to, the supersede David right there. So I took that ball. Everybody else is more of, if I find a guy that can play, and if that freshman is better than a transfer, I'm playing that freshman. And sometimes those guys just need a chance, an opportunity to grow, develop. And I think a lot of those guys that we got on in the defense and the offense that we let play that are true freshmen, we're very proud of their production and what they're bringing to the table.
All right. Well, now it's halftime. You go to halftime. Had a great halftime performance from both bands. Both bands out there rocking, jamming, good halftime performance. And now we go into the start of the third quarter. Fort Valley deferred, so they'll get the ball back. Fort Valley hit two big plays on that one. They had a 25-yard run from Alexander Wilson, and then Don Hudson completed another 24-yard pass, and then that would give them 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll throw a couple of more passes to get them close, to get them a little bit closer to the end zone, and then on 3rd and 8, ball at the 19-yard line, Hudson completes another pass to T.J. Pendleton for the touchdown. Defense giving up big plays. They hold, and then they'll give up a big one, Coach. Now, how do we remedy that, Coach?
We got to fix that. As a coaching staff, that's something we got to fix. We figuring on 3rd down, we're losing on 3rd down, and we lost all game in this game. A lot of times we lost on 3rd down, and we got to figure out how can we fix that, whether it be through our play call, whatever we're calling there, identifying what it is. And like I said, it's early in the season. We had a quick turnaround of trying to get out of the Florida Memorial game into an early Thursday game. That was primetime TV. There's no excuses for that. We just got to figure out as a staff what we want to look like, what we're going to do, and we need to practice more 3rd down situations. All
right, here we go. Score is now 14-16, 14-16. Clark Atlanta will have the ball. They'll get a quick 1st down to Allen Riggins. Allen Riggins putting together a good game so far. He'll run for 10 yards, and then the next 3 plays kind of fizzled out, forced to punt the ball again. We punt the ball away. Fort Valley will have it, and then one more time they'll start the drive, 1st and 10 at the 20, and Fort Valley will have another long drive down the field, and they will go all the way down the field, and they'll bring it to 3rd and 1 at the Clark Atlanta 2, and then they'll just hand the ball over to Michael Calabrell, and he pops it into the end zone for a touchdown. Now Fort Valley's up 21-16, Coach. 21-16. You guys are behind. The good guys are behind. Now, this is a tough thing, trying to fight this young Fort Valley team, and they have a little bit of confidence, Coach. They're building a little bit of confidence. You guys are down. What are you saying to you guys to kind of keep them up, letting them know, hey, we're still in this thing?
Absolutely nothing. We talk about this all the day. Have a resilience. Play the next play. Don't watch the scoreboard. The scoreboard will take care of itself. And we don't try to get too high and too low. We try to stay in our zones. And I tell us as coaches, players, the whole nine, we're not going to, negatively, fuss at the kids. We got to stay together. And the kids did a good job of that. I think they came right back and we responded with our own long drive.
And you're right, you came right back, responded with your own long drive. You got a couple of minutes left in the 3rd quarter. You guys start to move the ball downfield. I like how McDonald's directing the offense. He's handing it off to Riggins. Riggins picking up a few yards here, picking up a few yards there. You get it all the way down inside to your 16-yard line at 2nd and 7, then you get a false start. Jump off sides. Now, instead of 2nd and 7, it's 2nd and 12. Then you get an incomplete pass and then a short pass and brings up 4th and 8. 4th and 8, you bring on your young freshman, Carlos Lopez. Lopez showing himself pretty valuable to the team as he knocks down a 35-yard field goal. Coach, you said it. 35 and in, he's automatic. He's cash money, Coach. He knocks down that field goal. Now the score 21-19. 21-19, still 14 minutes to go in the game. Need that defense to step up.
Let's stop right there.
Go ahead.
You know, I love the way we responded there. I was very happy with that. Self-inflicted wounds. When you drive the ball, linemen start getting tired, D linemen start getting tired, the mental fatigue sets in, and now we get mistakes. Those are things that we got to work on. It's the same thing on defense. Long drives, we get the nose guard right over the ball. It'd be 3rd and 2, and they jump off sides or do something crazy. Those are self-inflicted wounds that extend plays or cause play drives to go dead. When you try to play complementary football, you got to be in a certain amount of condition to do that, and you also got to have the mental fatigue to do it as well. So I think that when we got on the long drive, and I think one of our players were kind of gassed on the drive, and he gets a false start. So that's poor self-discipline right there. So we got to get better in those areas. But I was very proud that anytime a drive in with a kick that scores points for you or a touchdown, then we did our part.
All right. Now you guys will have it. You guys will set everything up. Fort Valley, they'll start at the 25-yard line. And here's the thing about Fort Valley. Fort Valley, they're moving the ball down the field, but they get a 52-yard pass that gets into the end zone. But, stop the clock. It is a holding penalty. Mm-hmm. Referees don't usually call a lot of holding in college football anymore, but they called the holding penalty that brought that ball back, no touchdown. So now Fort Valley will have it one more time. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line, and they'll try to work the ball up the field. They get all the way to the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up 4th and 5. 4th and 5 at the 25-yard line. They decide to go for it. And your defense holds. Your defense buckles in tight. They buckle up their chin straps, and they held on 4th down, and they forced the turnover on downs, Coach.
Great play by KJ Pope. No, not KJ. It was Pope, one of the Pope brothers. David Pope. It was by David Pope. David did a really good job of breaking on the ball. We knew they wasn't throwing anything but short, shallow routes, flood routes, things of that nature there. So David kind of broke off, and we switched the coverage back there, and David broke on the ball. Could have made an interception, but a great play, great stand. We get the ball back with a chance to win it. At that time, nobody's panicking. Everybody knows that we didn't seen this before. We didn't have to do this before. Now we go into our game operation mode. We got a series of plays that we know that should be clockwork. And my hat goes off to Marvin Cunningham again and Zion McDonald and company, and they executed another perfectly flawless drive.
Well, let's talk about it, Coach. You brought it up. 7 minutes, 50 seconds to go on the clock. Zion McDonald, you guys will start at the 25-yard line. McDonald, he rushes up the middle for 6 yards, couldn't find anything, tucked it and ran. One more time, 2nd and 4, didn't get any yards, but then 3rd and 4, he found Krishan Sellers for a 5-yard pass to pick up the 1st down. 1st and 10, they'll complete it to Amon Harris for 16 yards. Then Allen Riggins will rush up the middle for 3 yards. Tries to go back to Sellers one more time, couldn't get it to Sellers, incomplete pass. And then on 3rd and 7, he found Amon Harris for 27 yards, 27-yard pass to Amon Harris. That'll bring up 1st and 10 at the 18. You'll hand it over to Riggins. Riggins picks up 4. Then you'll hand it back to Riggins one more time. Riggins with a 9-yard carry. Then Riggins will rush one more time. He gets a 1-yard loss. And now you have it 2nd and goal, ball at the 6-yard line, and you line up out the shotgun, you find Armand Harris for a 6-yard touchdown pass, Coach. Can you tell me what was this play right here, Coach?
I mean, now we just count the number. The defensive end blitzed off. They had what I call a cat blitz coming off the edge there. And that blitz, we know that the quarterback's responsible for the blitz and him and the receiver. They both saw that. Armand stayed flat, and Zai got it in there to him. Bam, touchdown. That's how you play it. You couldn't draw it up no better than what they did it. Like I said, hat goes off to Coach Cunningham and Zai for being able to communicate that and effectively execute plays down the field to put us in position to give ourselves a chance with the go-ahead lead.
Well, there you go. Now, here we have it. Here we have it. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go, Coach. Fort Valley will have it. They'll start at the 46-yard line. It was an unsportsmanlike penalty, unsportsmanlike call at the end of the play. Your young freshman, we got to call him out. He got it. My guy, Sellers, got an unsportsmanlike call, and that'll bring up 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line, Fort Valley.
There we go again with one of those self-inflicted wounds. We're in position to win a ball game, and now they got a nice return, and then you turn around and add another 10 or 15 yards onto that play, puts the defense in a real difficult situation to have to stand up and try not to let these guys come back and win the game.
Put the defense in the bind, but now let's see if your defense steps up. Your defense, they'll try to hold Fort Valley. Fort Valley, they'll pick up some big runs from Alexander. Alexander picks up a 1st down, and then once again you're holding, and that Don Hudson kid, he'll manage to break off an 11-yard run for a 1st down. Then Alexander rushing up the middle, he'll pick up 7 yards on 2 carries. Fort Valley will have it, 47 seconds left. They call timeout. It's 3rd and 3. They try to pass it. Don Hudson, incomplete pass. Timeout one more time, 42 seconds left. 4th and 3. Don Hudson rushes up the middle. Defense converges, stops them. Turnover on downs, Coach.
Peyton Bell shows up again. Peyton Bell squeezes it, come down. He makes the play. He plays defense just like you want him to. Limited. He grabbed the quarterback, got him down before he reached the marker. Very proud of Peyton Bell and the D-line for doing their job.
Well, here you have it, Coach. It'll be a turnover on downs, 37 seconds to go. And this is what I like to tell people all the time. It's either the best formation in football or it is the worst formation in football. It just all depends on whose sideline you're standing on. And you happen to be standing on the right sideline, Coach. Victory formation, game over, scored 26-21, Coach. Hey, you keep doing stuff like that, you're going to end up with a hairline like mine, Coach. You're going to lose your hairline, Coach. Well, I tell you, man.
Well, with these high-powered offenses that, you're facing today, and guys being able to scramble and the quarterbacks being able to run, a lot of the games are meant to be exciting. More down to the wire. You saw it all the way from major college football all the way to the NFL. Some of them will go into overtime because nobody wants to come to the game. Back when you played and I played, it was 3 yards in a cloud of dust all day. And then the great invention of the forward pass made it a little bit more interesting. And now it's the invention of the athletic quarterback that can run and throw, that puts pressure on the defense, that you can't just play standard. You have to be athletic on defense. And those wide receivers, man, let's give them some shout-outs and some credits. Wide receivers made the game more interesting because now I sometimes say that football is nothing but glorified 7-on-7 now. Yeah. And it's getting to be where you got to be able to throw the ball and push it down the field. You got to have some athletes that can make some plays in critical situations. And I think that game gave you all of that. It gave you a lot of exciting plays, gave you a lot of things. I mean, just so happened, it could have easily went either way. I think my hat goes off to their coach. They did a really good job. Coach Watson did a really good job of making sure his team was ready to go, ready to play. They had 2 weeks. And then, for our staff, I have to shout out Coach Cole, Coach Cunningham, and all the rest of the people, the guys who really put in the work to make sure we had a turnaround game, which easily could have been a trap game. Anytime you play on a Saturday and you got to turn around and flip the play on a Thursday night game, that's a hard game to do. And just so happened it was one of the toughest teams that we probably will face again. This Fort Valley team, I'll say it, openly, those guys are really good. They are very well coached. They did a really good job of execution, well game plan. They had 2 weeks to prepare for us. We had less than 5 days to get a game plan in. We even, tried to force some stuff in to be simple enough that we could stop them. And then they throw a new quarterback. So we took a lot of challenges. So we had to coach during the game. And that's the name of the game, making adjustments. Those who can make the adjustments the faster usually win the ball game.
All right, it was a great game. So let's go over some of the game stats. One of the players who had a really good game was Allen Riggins. Allen Riggins, we can bring up Allen Riggins' stats. Allen Riggins, young man, had 18 carries for 92 yards. He had a touchdown. He averaged 5 yards a carry. He also had a 4-yard reception. What can you say about Allen Riggins? You've known this guy for a while, Coach. What can you say about Allen Riggins?
Let's first start with the guys up front. Frank Sutton Jr. is our O-line coach. Okay. They've made a dedication and an effort to help our run game improve. Allen is a guy that has improved from when we bought him to Allen. And then he's decided to come over to Clark with us. And he had a problem along the way, fumbling the ball, running a little too high, not seeing his hole. And he's made a conscious decision to get better as an individual. So I'm very proud of Allen and his production and his work ethic that he's put in to being the best running back he could be and help add value to our team.
All right, big game for Allen. Let's look at your quarterback, Zion McDonald. He was 19 for 30. He had for 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did get sacked once. First sack of the year. I think he might have held it too low. I don't even want to blame that one on the offensive line. I think he might have held it too low.
That one was on Zion. I think Coach Cunningham got in on him about it. He got to let the ball, make a decision and let it go. And I think he kind of fiddle-faddled a little too longer, and he stepped up in the pocket, got slids off the offensive lineman, and made a play on it. So he thought he was about to run, and the offensive lineman, kind of boom, 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 kind of let him go. But that was a bang-bang. I'm proud of my O-line, and that's 2 areas where we just mentioned where Frank Sutton Jr. and his O-line was stepping up and making plays on both sides, the passing side and in the run game. They've done a tremendous job thus far in this season.
All right. And in the receivers, guys, he was throwing that ball to Amon Harris. He had 6 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown. Ronnie West had 7 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. And David Martin had 3 catches for 27 yards.
That's another area you can speak on. DJ Jackson, he's a longtime coach. DJ Jackson has done a really good job with that receiving corps for 2 years in a row. I think he's done, I think this year is what I really like about what we're doing with Coach Cunningham and company. I like to say that they got a lot of diverse players touching the ball. It's not just 1 or 2 getting it. I think because Armand is the superstar, everybody tries to bracket him and put him other way. And so kudos to the guys that are stepping up to help take that pressure off Armand. And now when you see those other guys can play as well, now it kind of opened up some areas for Armand. I was, as I was grading the film this past weekend and I was watching Armand, he had a lot of mishaps early in the game, and I see the frustration sometimes setting in, but he understands when you carry that bag of being a great player, people are going to try to take you away. They're going to put their best player, their best coverage, whatever they can to shut you down. But when we needed a big play, he made a crucial big first down on that last drive, and he also came up with the game-winning touchdown that put us a lead, put us ahead. So that's what playmakers do. When they need them in that moment, they come through for you.
There you go. Amon came through. Oh, well, great job. Those are some of the stats that we gave up this game as we're getting ready to go into the next game. Going to a place, I don't know if you've ever been there, going to Columbia, South Carolina. I don't know if you're familiar with Columbia, South Carolina. It's a place.
It's a home where I built the house that Teddy Keaton built.
The house that Teddy Keaton built, Allen University. You're going to Allen. You see, I got on my blue and yellow.
I see. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go, man. I'm hoping I can get back in. Hoping they'll let me in. They say when Teddy left, he took everything from Allen.
Well, tends to happen that way sometimes.
Well, you'll get to see Coach Pearl and the Allen Yellow Jackets. You guys take on Allen this weekend, another Saturday afternoon game in Columbia. You'll see a quarterback somewhat similar to the young quarterback you played, this Mukes Jameer Dismukes is the quarterback for Allen. He is he's a good passer, but he can scramble. He can pick them up and put them down. He can move around. So now you got a whole week to prepare for this type of quarterback. What do you say you guys are getting ready for this week?
An explosive quarterback. He got some weapons. Number 1, he got number 85. Those guys can pick it up. Running back, that's pretty good. He got 2 of them that are pretty good. 22 is one, I think 30 is the other one. They run the ball really well. I think that Dismukes can play with just about any of them. He's just as good as any quarterback. We faced a pretty good crew of quarterbacks in these first 3 or 4 ball games that we've played. So I think we just got to go to work and try to figure out how we're going to contain it. The biggest thing is that I hope that all the emotions are over from, Coach Keaton leaving Allen to Allen coming to Clark, bringing players, different things of that nature there. A lot of those players are removed or gone from our program, and I think he has a fresh batch of kids. It may be 1 or 2 guys that's still left over from that game, from that crew. But it should be an exciting game. Anytime we play them, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And plus, we carry the target on our back. We're here in Atlanta. We got the city, the lights, and everything else coming out. We on game day. Everybody's writing about CAU. So I have to teach my kids that we are the 100 now. Every time somebody comes to play us, they're going to give us their best shot. You can't have an off day. And that's what happened when you start chasing and becoming a top program. You can't have an off week.
You can't have an off day at all. So we want to remind everybody the game will be in Columbia, South Carolina, Allen University. So all you Clark Atlanta fans who live in Atlanta, it's nothing but a 3.5-hour ride. You can make it down there and make it back.
It's in Fairfield and Winsboro.
At
Fairfield High School, for those who don't know where that's at. It's not at Allen University. So the game site is Fairfield High School in Winsboro, South Carolina. Look it up, Fairfield High School. Find your way to the game.
Yep, Fairfield Central. For those of you all who really follow football, if you remember great Buddy Pugh at South Carolina State, now the AD, he was the head coach and led Fairfield Central High School to a national ranking years ago. But go ahead and look up Fairfield Central, head on out to Winsboro. You can't miss it. If you go to Winsboro, there ain't nothing there but Fairfield Central High School. So head on down there. Make sure you come out. Make sure you support. Support your Clark Atlanta Panthers and head on down there for a good game, a great game. You'll get to see some good football. Coach. I'm ready, Coach. You think the team ready?
It's not that time to be ready yet. We got to get prepared, but we will be ready.
Coach, I'm ready right now, Coach. I want to play the game now, Coach. I need it now.
Well, good. We're going to put you in.
Okay, I got about 2 or 3 plays, Coach. 2 or 3 plays, and I need the trainers.
We might need Grady.
I'm going to need Grady Hospital on speed now, waiting for me. But I got 2 or 3 for you, Coach. Well, Coach, this is the Coach Teddy Keaton Show. I'm Sylvester Williams. He's Coach Teddy Keaton. We'll see you next week on the Coach Teddy Keaton Show.